Hello viewers, once again I am Pat from Amazing Picture Studios, and this is my buddy Dan.
Hi there.
And we're going to show you what else we built alongside the Mattis. So if we hop in this thing, we'll show you the Orion Carrier. Quick walkthrough.
In all of its glory.
We're going to do a quick fly around, so that way we don't have to do the fly around later. Oh, my mouse settings are turned up. Alright, there we go. And this is the Orion class carrier. As we're circling around, look at how beautiful this thing is. And it not only is a very badass looking ship, it is also completely and 100% functional as a carrier role or a capital ship, also a mobile base. Excuse me sounding tired, I've been awake for too long. And as lag ensues, and my mouse settings are all jacked up for some reason, I'm going to go ahead and land inside this thing. Now let's show you what the hangar looks like real fast as we land. This is the hangar. Completely functional. Can hold, hang on, how many is that? 6. 12 on top plus 5. So roughly we could hold about 20 vehicles, 20-something vehicles in this thing. And it is all completely functional. Instead of launching one vehicle at the time, the whole
you can launch the whole damn ship's
arsenal
complement.
At once.
Yeah, you can launch every single ship at once.
Oh, flying a little bit too high there. Now we're going to come in for a landing at the upper landing deck, the upper landing bay right here.
Yep.
This thing was built to be functional. It's not built to sustain full combat like the Mattis is. It's not a giant warship, but it is a warship relatively big enough to do some damage.
It's fast. Oh, and while we're here, the reason why you see us landing using massive landing gear on the big ship instead of little landing gear on the small ship is whenever the larger ships turn, the little landing gear has a bad tendency of snapping off, so that's why we use the large landing gear. Plus it adds a measure of security. You won't lock down anything that you don't want existing in your landing bay. Makes it very difficult for other small ships to latch on and, you know, attempt to ride this thing, so
so go ahead and hop out.
Alright.
First on the list, I'm going to show you all the details of the hangar.
Alright.
My last try at this video failed and took too long because I got to the hangar last. So I'm going to kick the hangar out. The hangar is the main meat of this entire ship. This is what the ship was designed for. One big ass, fully defended hangar.
Yep.
Now, with this hangar, we have this upper deck, this little indent right there. That indent, it provides the access control for the entire hangar, along with the raised platform down there. Both are more or less control points for the hangar.
Yep.
We'll go over the ships in the later video, the fighters in the later video. But another cool thing I added on is this whole row of
storage containers.
Storage containers, yeah, I was about to say boxes, but that would work too. Here, with the angled floor, these boxes are actually accessible from the bottom deck. So say you come in with a cargo ship full of gear, you could drop that gear in that and have somebody on the lower decks fix it all up for you. Now, these raised catways here pretty much provide an area to defend the ship's hangar with. Like, you could walk around here, shoot at people as a bunch of turrets, provide plenty of defensive
capability.
Yeah. And here's the secondary control point for the hangar. Now from here you can latch all of the landing pads. You could also unlatch them and all that jazz. It makes it completely functional, so that way people can you know, land and take off whenever they please. Now we're gonna leave this, and we're gonna go to the bottom deck.
Yep.
Now we'll be going from this way, from this area here. This way here leads to my giant staircase room that runs up and down the entire ship, so that way you can access all the decks. We're gonna go to the bottom level, and we're gonna go through that, and then after this, we're gonna go through the bottom level of the engine room. So,
yep.
Entering the bottom deck, we have our two on each side. These are both smaller life support bays. They pretty much, you know, have nuclear reactors, and we have the gravity generator there to provide gravity to this end of the ship and the central part of the ship, along with a couple of gyros to help with turning. Just a couple.
Yep.
In here, we have our crew quarters. Inside the crew quarters, you have these things. The things I said look like beds, or like some sort of like futuristic cryo chamber thingy. I don't know.
Yeah, they're passage blocks that took the place of the ladders, but as you can see,
I'm still fairly pissed off about. I like the ladders. This door here, I want to say it was, yeah, the self-sustaining, well, the self... God, I can't even think
these
of
are
words
isolated
now.
med bays.
Yes, isolated med bays. There are 2 here and 2 on each side. So there's one here and there's one on the opposite side due to symmetry. In here I decided to try something out. This is an escape pod, escape bay or drop bay or something like that. You go in, you jump in here. I'm going to turn my jetpack so I don't wind up falling forever. And then you open up this bottom door. The gravity will in turn drop you out the bottom of the ship.
Yep, that's what the point of this is for a quick exit of the ship. Safety system. Yep, it's a safety system.
So moving along further up the ship, we run into this room, which is the beacon room, more or less. Both these are the exterior bulkheads allowing you to enter and leave the ship from the sides for maintenance purposes.
Yep.
This is our forward life support bay with the gravity generators to support the gravity systems at the front of the ship.
Oh yeah, don't forget a few gyros and
nuclear reactors. Yeah.
Reactors, yeah.
Now these 3 doors provide passage up to the hangar from the bottom deck, so that way you don't have to take the primary route just in case of emergencies. You can also go from there down here.
Yep.
Way. Now, you remember seeing the cargo containers up on top here, up on the bottom of the hangar. This is those cargo containers. You could drop gear in it, and you could access it from here. I'll give you a demo on how to use this later. And you can access it from here and move it to wherever you want without actually having to walk up to the top floor. And this room is one of the ship's 2 refinery and assembly rooms. You have 2 refineries and 6 assemblers, along with another gravity generator and many gyros to help the front end turn as well.
Yep. Lots and lots of gyros. Can't forget
and
those.
Also provides a lot of storage for the front end as well for fuel and supplies or whatever else you want to put in here. Now, we're going to walk to the rear of the ship and go down the first deck's, go through the first deck's engine room area.
Yep, I'll walk you through that because I built it.
Go ahead and lead on. So I checked my Facebook because somebody just sent me a message.
Alright. What we got here is we have our reactor room. Now this ship has a lot of reactor power for its size, the reason being that we wanted not just a good looking functional big ship, we also wanted it to be able to move quickly and maneuver quickly. So there's 200,000 gigawatts of reactor in this ship. Next stop, we're going to be going into the actual engine area itself. This is partitioned off for safety and, of course, you know, security reasons. And here you can see why this ship would be very fast, is all these engines. Now I know that stacking them like this isn't very realistic, but we were just trying to fit as much power in a small area as we could. So we had maximum forward thrust, minimum thrust. So we just walk down here, and these are all the engines. Of course, there's a bulkhead here, and then there's engines on the outside.
Now, these engines are well protected. This is 3 thick armor, which is basically impenetrable unless you're just going to sit there and
blast it
continue
all
to
day.
shoot for, an hour or two, which I'm pretty sure by that time we would have found out a way to kill the ship trying to do that to us.
Yeah. Right, so this is just the engine deck. There's more engine area / engineering, but that's on another level above these engines. It's just the lower area.
Now, moving up to the next floor, we get back to the hangar. I'm not going to show you the hangar, since I already showed you it, but just an example, just this ship's hangar capacity alone is packing a lot of firepower.
Yeah.
If you can say, if this ship gets in a battle or any kind of fight in general, we could deploy not only 1 ship, not only 2 fighters, not even 4 fighters. We could deploy all of the fighters at once, given we have that kind of personnel.
Yep.
So there is a lot of firepower in just this complement right here, and it's not even at full capacity yet.
Yep.
Because I was lazy and didn't want to copy and paste that much and park them. Now moving up to the next floor. Oh, by the way, the door up there is how you access the upper
control
catwalk,
area.
the catwalk area. Now
Yep.
up here is an empty room with stairs. We go up another staircase. And we reach these doors. Now, Dan, tell me, what do these doors do?
These 2 doors in the back here, these lead to the rear refinery areas in the rear gyro room, which is the main gyro room. So if you follow me here, along this long line of massive storage containers, this is the primary bulk of the repair and refueling, refit capability of this ship. These doors here lead to the refinery room, or not the refinery room, the
gyro room.
Gyro room, and that goes through to the other refinery room. Same with this door here. And as you can see here, there's a big old stack of assemblers. Then each side, I believe, has 6 full refineries in the vertical position. And of course, a little grab generator and a control platform for controlling the refineries. That's what these are for.
And yes, we're using symmetry, so whatever you see here is doubled because it's the same loadout on the other side.
And so if we go in here, this is the creepiest room on the ship. It's the gyro room.
Just a long room with a lot of little spaces that you could hide a dangerous space alien in that could bust your chest open and stuff.
Creepy ass room, but that's why it's in the rear of the ship. Anyway.
Pull an Event Horizon or something.
Yeah, really.
If any of you have seen that movie, I never seen it before, but I watched it just last week and I thought it was awesome.
Yep.
Anyway, moving on, we're going to go up to this portion right here. This is the main command and control center of the entire ship.
Yep.
This design here wraps around an exterior downward thrusters area. I'll walk you out here real fast to the top of the ship. Now, originally this was designed to be an top landing pad of some sort for a quick, hasty landing pad, but I changed my mind and decided that would be bad for security, so I just placed a bunch of thrusters there and kept the design there because I thought it looked cool walking through those little corridors with the windows and things.
Yeah. Oh yeah, while I was talking about thrusters, the final thing is we can run the full complement of thrusters on this ship at the same time as running all the refinery works. So this ship has adequate power for all.
Now in here, behind
incredible.
these doors is the command and control center that runs through the entire front portion of the ship. Now, we'll get to these doors later, and I'll show you. You remember the indentation in the hangar? Well, That indent is this, right below the command and control area. This is I don't know, a communications area, defense.
Yeah, utility control.
It's kind of there. And this is the bridge. I did some redesigns on it because it originally just had a bunch of things that looked cool, just were kind of there. So I decided to make it look cool, like, you know, the captain sits up high to where you know who the fuck's in charge. Pardon my language. Yep. And all these guys are the simple peons I bark orders to.
Yeah. Really quite cool.
Now, the only downside about this ship is because there isn't enough room to set in a secondary bridge like I did with the Mattis. But there's so many control panels in this ship that you can control the ship from pretty much any deck. Going back through here, I'll walk you down to that little indent I wanted to show you guys.
Yep.
Now, through these doors, you'll go down these ramps, and you're pretty much right above the hangar, the top area of the hangar. And you're pretty much just looking at all these ships. You can hop in, start, you know, turning on and off the landing pads. And it runs through most of the hangar, a good portion of it. Now, if you open up these doors, you have a nice little overwatch of the entire area that can allow you, if you need to, arm up and provide sniper support from this area down onto the hangar. Just in case, you know, some asshole decides to land right there in that empty spot right between the two staircases, and you could sit here and just lay waste to them as they're running around, along with the turrets along the sides. I'm hoping that in the end this thing could have a whole security complement. I don't know, maybe we might have to go enlist people to give this thing a test run of an entire crew. Maybe do some drills or something, because it'll be a full server.
Yep, definitely.
Just see how many people you will need to, you know, adequately run this ship. Right now we could run it pretty well with 2, but that's not a combat effective crew if you only got 2 guys. Now,
it doesn't account for pilots either.
That means I'm the captain, helmsman, pilot / everything else. And Dan's engineer / pilot / everything else.
Yep.
Now, going back here, we're going to walk you up to the second floor of the engine, the second floor of that one portion of the engine room. Now, lead on.
Alright, through here we're going to end up being in an empty space. We've thought about this being an armory in the future or something. This is just future expansion space. Through these doors here, we get to a second level of, you know, assemblers. The second level is the refinery. So this here is just for access to all of our refineries, works and stuff. This second door leads up to the same room area, up and above the engines. Yeah, right in this empty space up here. This is right above the engine room, so that's why you can't get in here. But
that's why it's so up high.
Yep.
But the thing is with this portion of the ship is it's like we got to the point where we didn't know what else to add. We pretty much have everything covered. You know, here's a challenge to the YouTube community. Tell me what I should put up here. Just tell us what we should put up here, and we'll take it into consideration and figure it out. You know, make a design. But yes, challenge to the YouTube community. If you tell me what to put up here, I will feature your name and comment in the next video, and maybe allow you to come build a ship with us eventually, if I have enough subscribers that actually care.
Yep.
Forever alone. Now, now moving on.
Yep. You can go ahead and close that door. Yep.
This area. This is the top deck access hatch. You walk up here, and it allows you to walk along the entire ship. Allows you to do some, you know,
maintenance
work, defense, maybe. I don't know, landing to take your ship back as a counterattack, maybe. I don't know. It's just a nice area. Now all these ships will be included on our workshop, Steam workshop of the whole Thor fleet world.
Yeah.
You know, on the Steam workshop, so you can actually pick it up and see it. Now, I'm going to show you some of the cool edits I added to the outside. I would give some people a holler, but I don't know. Another YouTuber, I don't want to sponsor his channel. It's all about the Amazing Picture Studio. God, Dan, did you turn the things back on?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Turn them off for a reason.
Yeah, see, this is called ship-wide security. Nobody can leave or unless they're given permission to.
Well, I give myself permission to do whatever I want. So we're gonna hop in this
ship stealing here.
transport. So go ahead and hop in.
I'm in.
All right, you're in.
Yep.
Now, as you can see, there's a lot of room in here. You can actually take off in the rearmost Mark III and still be able to have enough room to maneuver around inside of this hangar.
Yep, you can go quite fast out of it too.
This hangar is huge. Now we're gonna go around the outside of the ship real fast so I could show you what's going on here. The those little parts sticking out is something I saw in another YouTube video. I want to say it was like Video Sage or the Sage channel or Last Stand Gamers or something, where he's talking about reactive armor. Now I like the idea because that armor there is, you know, still 2 to 3 blocks thick, but I still wanted to add that extra plate there for protection of critical systems.
Yep.
And then you got this thing. Now the block of armor protecting that middle part is only about 2 blocks thick. So I put that nice big 3 block thick plate there just to protect it. Plus the, I don't know what he called it, what Last Stand Gamer or Video Sage called it, but I put the antenna armor, I call it porcupine armor of some sort, to protect it from direct hits.
Yep.
Now, with the outside of the ship, we did a lot of cosmetic designs, including adding that liner to the rear engines and lining everything with armor and shit like that, just to make it look nice. Because I don't want to fly around in an ugly ship.
I don't either.
And we're going to go ahead and land this thing inside of the hangar again. Whoa! That was a pretty interesting maneuver. I didn't even know this little transport could pull it off. No, I'm not going to land in the same spot I did. I'll show you these little to the side, you know, off little side landing pads. They're more for maintenance. You can land pretty much anything on there in order to, you know, say a fighter gets damaged but is still able to limp its way back home. Instead of parking it up on the top with the rest of the combat-ready fighters, you could park it here on the bottom for easier access for repairs. Also can latch down.
Yep.
That's one of the things I liked about this this design. I don't know. How long do you think this whole thing took to build? Like what? 3-4 hours?
Yeah.
I know. What else?
Because we pretty much had the format, but we just had to build it, and that took forever. But yeah.
All right. So we're gonna be getting out of the ship now.
Yeah.
And we'll give you a fighter demo sometime here later. Anyway.
Yep.
I'm Patrick with Amazing Picture Studios, and that's my buddy Dan.
Yep.
And see you next time.
Yep.